Hi and welcome to my channel. So in a time where thousands of people are competing for the same job, having a CV that is going to make you stand out is a must. Having a perfect CV that is going to make you stand out as the best candidate is something that you must thrive and you must strive to have. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about how you should position yourself on your CV so that you're the best candidate to get that job. And obviously, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be focusing on the UK. What does a standard UK CV look like? What should you include? What should you not include? How should it just what is a field that your CV should have? Because look, let me tell you, I go through so many CVs every single day, and some of those CVs, when I look at them, I'm like, oh my goodness, you should never ever be shortlisted for any job with a CV looking like this. But by the time you've all worked on that CV and you've watched this video, you're going to know exactly how to position yourself for success. So are you currently applying for jobs, whether you're out of the UK, applying for those visa sponsorship opportunities to move to the UK, or you're already in the UK? It is likely that at some point you're definitely going to be applying for jobs and you're going to need a CV. So this video is going to be relevant for you either way. Also, it doesn't matter the industry in which you are, whether you're in healthcare, you're in IT, you're in, hospitality, it really doesn't matter. But I'm going to make this really, really generic so that it can help anybody that is applying for jobs in the UK. Like I've said, whether you're in the UK or out, it really doesn't matter. So if you're new to my channel, obviously, you're welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, I appreciate your time always. And I do hope that you're implementing, because I'm all about implementation. And I'm actually calling this year 2023 the year for implementation. Because look, there are so many, there's so much going on really in the world. So that's why I focus so much on implementation, to make sure that you are able to not only get the information that you need, but you're able to have the tools to enable you to implement that so that it can be life changing for you and it can give you those results that you want. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you do want to hit subscribe right now, turn on that notification button so you're the first to be notified when I drop a video on here. But most importantly, I have a free newsletter where I can send information directly to your inbox regarding the best visa sponsorship opportunities in the UK, how to move to the UK without spending thousands of pounds, getting free visa sponsorship opportunities, career progression pathways in the UK. Because look, moving to the UK is good, but excelling, thriving, succeeding, and living your best life in the UK is even more important for me. So if you're watching this and you're already in the UK, look, joining my newsletter, it's going to be something that is going to be very helpful, because I send that info directly to your inbox. So if you look in the comment section below, I've dropped a link to that newsletter. Once you join the newsletter, then obviously, like I said, I'll send the info directly to you. All you need is your name and email. It's not even going to take you up to 20 seconds to do that. And you're not relying on the YouTube algorithm, which is like a yo-yo. Should you see this video? Should you not see this? I'll send that info directly to you, as well as work from home opportunities, as well as side business opportunities. Because look, retiring early is also something that I'm very keen and very passionate about. So if you want to join me, on that journey to looking for the best opportunity so you can also retire early, then join the newsletter so that when I find that info, obviously, I'll also share it directly with you through your inbox. So like I was saying, when you're thinking about a CV, what should you be looking out for? The first thing is that the culture within the country is very, very important, which means that if you're applying for UK jobs, the expectations on your CV are going to be different from if you're applying for jobs, say, in the US. If you're applying for jobs in Canada or Australia or wherever it is that you're applying for jobs, the standard is not the same. And that's why I always say, if you can decide, if you're still out of the UK, for example, you can decide where you want to go. It makes a massive difference. It's going to shorten that learning curve that you need, because you're focusing on that one country. If you're focusing on all different places, look, the CVs are all different. It's going to lead to confusion, and it's likely that your outcome and your results are obviously going to be less. So for a UK CV, like I've said, you want to make it one page, maximum of 2 pages. So a CV should never be more than 2 pages maximum. No matter how your experience is, it could be that you've got 30 years experience in a particular sector. Look, no one cares. It doesn't matter. You need to be able to shorten that experience. You need to make it nice, short and sweet, so that it can fit just on those 2 pages. So that's the first thing. You need to make it nice, short, and sweet. 2 pages maximum. Even 1 page isn't a bad idea. Then the next thing we're gonna say is photo. And by the way, in case you're watching this and you're wondering who I am, so my name is Melvis. I currently work for the NHS, here in England, in the UK, as an advanced nurse practitioner. So I moved to the UK, a few years ago. I was working as a carer in a nursing home. So that's where I started my healthcare career. Once I got to the UK, I decided that I was very keen, obviously, on career progression and everything. I studied here as an international student. So I studied nursing upon graduation, very keen again on that career progression. So I decided to put in the work that was needed, you know what I mean, and to now working as an advanced nurse practitioner, which is the most senior clinical nursing position. So I've had my own fair share of CVs, interviews and all of that. So I currently have a private career coaching service where I support nurses, carers, students, student nurses, anybody that wants to move to the UK that is looking for visa sponsorship opportunities. My private coaching program can support you with that journey, so that you can move to the UK without spending thousands of pounds. But most importantly, if you're already in the UK, you're going to get access to the support, endless resources that you need in order to excel, in order for you to progress. Let's say, for example, you're a carer, you're thinking, I want to get into something else. I want to become a nurse or a doctor, or want to get into all those non-clinical healthcare jobs, which, by the way, are very highly paid. Then again, I can support you with that journey through that program. If you're a student, for example, you're thinking of switching from a student visa, say to a work visa, again, I can support you with that journey so that, you can get to switch your visa and begin to, accrue that time that is going to help you get your permanent residence in the UK. Because as you know, on a student visa, the time really does not count towards getting permanent residency in the UK. So the earlier you can switch that visa, the better for you. So if you check the description box below or the about section of this YouTube channel, you're going to see a link to my private coaching program, Nursing Career Bootcamp. And once you join, then you can get that tailored, that individualized, and that personalized support. Because look, the truth is, watching YouTube videos like this about how to do CV, how to apply for jobs, career progression is all good. But the information is so generic. The information is not tailored to you. In that program, you're going to get personalized information. Not only will I tell you what you need for your CV, but I'll actually sit down with you, have a look at the CV that you've got, and we'll work on it together to make sure that it is perfect and you are the best candidate, top notch, for whatever job it is that you're looking for in the UK. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in that program. But obviously, if you haven't joined my newsletter is completely free. I still send that info to you. But like I say, if you want personalized, tailored support from me, then I offer that through my private coaching program, like I've just said. So again, I look forward to seeing you there. If this is something that you're keen on, if you want to be, somebody who really has that personalized support that you need, because it is so vital. I cannot stress enough how important and how career changing this is going to be, obviously, for you, rather than going through video after video after video with maybe just creating even more confusion, thinking, oh my God, Melvis just said this other person said this. And by the way, if you've got any questions, I do want to leave them in the comment section below, because I'll join you there to answer those questions. But also, if you have a question and you're thinking, oh my God, I just don't want to put it on here, you can use my newsletter as well, where you'll be able to find all my contacts, and then you can send that question through that way, and I'll be able to answer then, obviously, privately. So all my contacts are on that newsletter that you will find on the comment section below. So back to the CV. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you do want to hit subscribe, turn on the notification button so you're the first to be notified when I drop a new video on here. Because I'm all about supporting you, bringing you that information that you need, that you deserve, in order to get to the next stage, to the next step of your journey. So the next thing is cover letter. So cover letter, do you need a cover letter or not? Look, a cover letter is a US thing. So it is something that they do in the US, not in the UK. For example, since I've been in the UK, I have never ever had to write a cover letter for myself, because like I say, it's not a UK thing, it is a US thing. So again, you need to be really careful when you're applying for jobs to make sure that you're following the UK rules if you're applying for jobs in the UK, and not just generalizing. So the UK, generally, they don't use cover letter for most of the jobs. It doesn't mean that it's illegal if you have one, but it just means that it's not something that employers are really used to having, obviously, in the UK. Then the next thing we're going to talk about is photos. Should you have a photo on your CV or not? Again, what do you think in the country where you are now, if you're not in the UK, do do they include a photo on the CV? I want to leave a comment in the comment section to say this. In which country are you? Is a photo part of a CV or not? What do you think? If you're currently applying for UK jobs, for example, and you want me to do a video on a specific type of CV, then also leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll be able to do that. For, say, let's say, for example, you're applying for carer jobs and you're thinking, Melvis, you're talking about all these CV things. How do I tailor my CV for a carer job? Leave in the comment section below. If you want to know for saying on skilled worker jobs, leave a comment below. If you want to know for saying non-clinical healthcare jobs, you know, whatever job it is, just leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll be able to do those videos or find people obviously to bring to the channel who can do that. So just leave your comments in the comment section below. Like I was saying about the photo, for UK CVs, you don't need to have a photo on your CV, so it is not part of it. It is not necessary to put a photo on there. I know that in some countries a photo is 100% part of of a CV. For example, in many European countries, you must put a photo on your CV, but in the UK, it is not necessary. It is not the case. So it's best to leave your CV without any photo. And look, I'm going to tell you this. I have seen so many CVs, obviously, in my time, having a coaching program where I support people to enhance their CVs, to tailor their CVs to the specific job that they're applying for. I have seen all sorts of CVs, especially for carers and nurses, considering that, majority of people in my program are trying to apply for visa sponsorship jobs. And since, these jobs, the UK healthcare sector is mainly where you get those jobs, which means that most of the CVs that I do are healthcare related. And then teachers as well. I've had quite a few teachers join since teachers were added to the shortage occupation list, which means that I'm now doing so many CVs for teachers as well. So I do have quite a lot of experience, when it comes to CVs. One of the things that I've seen, which I was quite surprised when I saw how many people are doing this, is people adding CVs of them at work or them with people saying that, like clients and things like that. This is not allowed. So if you are at work, for example, you can't take photos with patients, for example, to put on your CV. And when I've asked people, when I've said to them, why do you do this? They're like, Mel, this is because I want to show that my experience is legit. I definitely have work experience. I definitely know what I'm talking about. And I'm like, look, you can demonstrate your experience by how you present yourself on that CV. It is not adding photos of patients or clients or people that you're working with to show that you actually have real experience. It is actually illegal. And in fact, if I was your manager and I saw that, then I will definitely 100% be sacking you immediately. So it is something that deserves an immediate sack if you do that. Also, social media, for example, in the UK, you can't go to work, take photos with your patients and put on social media because confidentiality is a massive thing, for example, in healthcare, even in any sector for that matter. So you need to be very careful if you're, including some kind of sensitive information on your CV. You need to be really careful because of confidentiality reasons and the fact that, if you're employed, if I was a manager and I was seeing all those things, I would not shortlist you for an interview, talk less giving you a job, because it shows that you're not going to be a good worker. So you need to be very aware of some of these cultural differences. Maybe it could be that in other countries, this is something that is embraced, but in the UK, it is really frowned upon. So no photos whatsoever of anybody, including yourself even, on your CV. So you need to be aware of all of this. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is keywords. Look, if you're applying for a job, it does. And by the way, if you're watching this and you haven't joined my newsletter, I don't know if I've spoken about this. If you check the comment section below, you see a link to that newsletter. On the newsletter, I send info about the best opportunities to move to the UK, visa sponsorship jobs, UK updates, if there's any visa changes, any new information, work from home jobs, opportunities, side business opportunities, and what I'm really passionate about, career progression opportunities in the UK. I send them directly to you so that you're never reliant on the YouTube algorithm, which is like a yo-yo. You just never know what you're going to see. It depends on the day and the time and all of those random things. I don't want you in that position. So if you join the newsletter, which you just need to drop your name and email, then I send that info directly to your inbox so that you never miss out on any vital info that is so life-changing. career changing and so important for your personal and professional development in this beautiful country, the UK. Or occasionally as well, I find really important information about other countries, which I don't mind sharing. I only offer support with regards to moving to the UK, succeeding in the UK, and progressing in the UK. But if I see a good opportunity about any other country, I also share and I also send to you through that newsletter. So again, it is just a way to interact. Also, you can reply to my messages, I can write back to you. It's just a way of keeping that closer communication so that if you do have any issue, then you can use that. But for my personalized support, you need to be part of my private coaching program because we just get to know each other that better. We've got more time. We have weekly live sessions, obviously every Thursdays, and it's just a better way for us to just focus and be able to have more time to understand what your needs are and have that continuity of following up what else is needed to take you to the next stage. And that's why I use my private coaching program for this, because there's that continuity and there's that follow up. So again, if you're keen, if you check the description box below or the about section of this YouTube channel, then you're going to see a link there. Once you join, then we can get started immediately. Also, if you want me to review your CV, then consider that as well, because then we can work on that CV and tailor it to the specific job that you want. So let's go back to the point, talking about tailoring your CV to the specific job that you're applying for. And look, as you've watched till now, I'm going to tell you this. This is the most important thing about any CV for any job. It doesn't even matter the country where you are. Tailoring your CV to the specific needs of that employer. Look, when I look at your CV as an employer, as a recruiter, for example, I wanna be like, Melvis, you're exactly who we need. Look, this is exactly who we need. If you don't give that kind of feeling, you don't give that kind of a vibe, it's gonna be very difficult for you getting that job. And that's the difference with people that don't only get a job but succeed and continue to progress in their careers, as well as people that are just like kind of pulling their feet and just trying to get the next, just get the little crumbs that they can't, even get what I mean. So you need to be so good at tailoring your CV to the needs of the job. And how do you do that? You do that by reading the actual vacancy. So you need to read the vacancy, what are they writing, what are they looking for, and all of that, because the information you need on your CV is all going to be on that vacancy. And then also industry knowledge. Look, industry knowledge is something that I cannot stress enough. For example, me working as a nurse, working in healthcare, I know a lot about healthcare, which means if I'm doing a CV that is health for a healthcare related job, I understand the terminology, I know what's needed, I know what the words are, I understand that. So the CV is going to be so amazing. But if I'm doing a CV for, say, somebody who is like an engineer, how good am I going to be doing that CV? The truth is, I'm not going to be very good, because I don't understand the industry, I don't understand the terminology, and so my CV is going to be very bland and it's not going to have those keywords. So keywords are vital on your CV. If you're applying, say, for a teaching job, when I look at your CV, I should already be able to spot those keywords on there just looking at it that way. If you're applying, say, for nursing jobs, when I have a look at your CV, I should be able to see those keywords instantly, because it doesn't take up more than, say, 3 seconds to decide that you want to shortlist this person for that job. And look, this time and age, with thousands of people applying for jobs, you want to make sure that you are the best candidate. It is not about you being your best self. If somebody tells you, oh, Melvis, you need to be your best self, look, it doesn't make any sense. It's not about your best self. It's that you have to be the best candidate for that particular opportunity. It is different from being your best self, because if your best self is not good enough, like similar to that of the other candidates, then you need to up your game and make sure that you are the best. So if you're applying for any jobs right now, leave a comment in the comment section below. What jobs are you applying for? What's your plan? Have you had any interviews? Have you been successful? What do you need to support you to get to the next stage? Do you need a CV review? Do you need a CV? Do you need a CV template for which jobs? Again, if you leave a comment in the comment section below, then I'll join you on there and just offer some advice, offer some tips, because I know that since many other people are going to see those comments, many people can benefit from it, which is so amazing, because it is something that is about supporting each other. It's about making sure that you know what the basics are, and then depending on your industry, depending on the sector you're applying for jobs, within, then you can tailor that CV to that specific industry, using those keywords like we've already said. So you need to make sure that you're doing these things. So no photo on your CV, not more than 2 pages long. Cover letter is not a UK thing, it's more of a US thing. Keywords are a must, to have, tailoring that CV to the specific needs of the recruiter, of the employer. It is something that is incredibly vital, and that is what's going to make the real difference between you getting that job and not getting it. And again, it is not about your best self, it is about being the best candidate that actually applies for the job. The two things are not the same. So again, I'm looking forward to supporting you in the comment section below. But most importantly, if you're keen on getting support from me, getting that tailored, that personalized support, and that individualized support, then like I've said, you should consider joining my private coaching program, because that's where I provide that support. We meet every week. We have one-to-one sessions. It's just a more closer community. You also get support from other members of the community, who can also support you. You have access to all our previous live sessions so that you can go through them about all different things in the UK, from career progression, visa sponsorship, jobs, who is recruiting, when are they recruiting, what are the laws, what are the changes, with all the links that you need, just so that you can aid that process. And I've done videos on this channel about different ways of moving to the UK, career progression pathways, how to progress, sponsorship opportunities, scholarship opportunities, studying courses, just so that I can support you as well, my own journey, my own experience, having been in the UK all these years and having progressed so well like I've done, through quite a lot of hard work. But I hope that this has been helpful. And again, if you need a CV for a specific job, like I've said, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Do share this video with your friends, colleagues, loved ones, mates, so that they too can benefit from this information. Keep watching the videos, and I'll see you in the next video.